In my conclusion with Ryan during my session, the role play demonstrated session 2 of motivational interviewing. Motivational interviewing is a client-centered brief intervention of 4 sessions over 4 weeks. It works by enhancing a client's motivation to change problem behaviors, such as drug use, by exploring and resolving ambivalence about these behaviors. I began the session with attending skills allowing my client Ryan to decide on the physical distance between us. Ryan's academic success has provided him with a stable sense of identity. As his close relationship with Grandma Mozella, Ryan's approach to the negative effects his drug use on academic standing seems cavalier. In comparison, he appears nearly distraught, expressing his guilt, shame, embarrassment, and anger when Grandma Mozella criticizes his drug use, causing him of being a bad role model, questions his sexual morality, his character as an ungrateful brat. We began the dialogue with what we had previously discussed in session 1 regarding Ryan's problem behavior, which subsequently resulted in a school disciplinary consequence during the past week. Ryan says he does not smoke weed in the campus chapel and does not provide other students with drugs. I do not interpret Ryan as displaying the bargaining style of addiction. Rather, in the context of motivational interviewing, Ryan demonstrates here that he is able to identify things he values over drugs, and that is, he is capable of both building self-efficacy and enacting change in his problem behavior. By using motivational interviewing techniques such as problem recognition, affirmation of Ryan's perceived disadvantages to problem behaviors, and concern questions, I then began eliciting self-motivational statements from Ryan about advantages to change and the advantages of the status quo, continuing to develop a collaborative relationship to support the change. After reflecting that he has identified yet another disadvantage to using illegal drugs, Ryan, defensive about his drug use, expresses denial and seeks to minimize his problem behavior. I handled Ryan's resistance or reactance, as the term is used in motivational interviewing, by clarifying his free choice. Finally, Ryan expresses a self-motivational statement regarding how his drug use has lowered his GPA. As a junior, he is embarking on arguably his most important year of high school in terms of impact on his future. Between preparing for and taking his SATs, writing college essays, and presenting the last grade submitted with his application, is a good time for Ryan to change his problem behavior, even if only for a year or two. Ryan follows up his evaluation with specific concerns regarding how his boyfriend, Antoine, will respond to Ryan's potential behavior change. I suggest that for homework this week, Ryan discuss the possibility of this change with Antoine and ask Ryan how might he address any potential concerns Antoine may express. Ryan practices some things he might say to address Antoine's potential fear of Ryan's behavior change. And I also suggest that Ryan begin another session with me. In closing, the following week, Ryan and I will create a decisional balance sheet in order to formally weigh the pros and cons of further behavior change. I reminded Ryan that the decision of whether or not to change lies with him, but that if he does decide to pursue change at any further point, we can also began developing a change plan. In addition, the most challenging aspects with doing motivational interviewing with Ryan was getting him to recognize he was judging his behavior based on what pleased others or what was good for them. With Antoine, Ryan felt getting high created intimacy with him. Because it was good for Antoine, he confuses that with it being good for himself. In similar instances, Ryan felt his identity was based on getting good grades because his grandmother Mozella led him to believe it was his responsibility to be successful on behalf of all the people in the community and also in her church, who, as far as with the community, these are people who never had the opportunity to attend high school, so grandmother felt it was necessary that Ryan did so. She felt that this drug use caused him to engage in premarital sex, and she felt like Ryan was being selfish for wanting to not own up to his own accomplishments. In the end, again, we're definitely going to have another session with Ryan in regards to how he's doing with his drug use. And hopefully we can bring this back to you guys' attention. Thank you very much for the opportunity to address Ryan's issues with you guys, and hope you enjoy.